Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I'd like to thank you for all your years of support through the years. As a result, this channel has grown and allowed me an equity partnership in carmarshal.com. Please take the time to check them out. They help you buy and sell your next car, even have a negotiating tool to save you from the hassle of haggling with multiple dealers. The link is in the description below. Please click and help support and give if you can too through PayPal or Patreon. Thanks again.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
It's official, FBI, DHS now classifies Antifa activities as domestic terrorist violence. Previously unreported FBI and DHS studies found groups like Antifa have been the primary instigators of violence at public rallies. By the Free Thought Project, September 2, 2017. ZH, President Trump was crucified by the mainstream media a few weeks back after hosting an improvised press conference and saying there was blame on both sides for the violence in Charlottesville that resulted in the death of a counter-protester. The comments resulted in most of Trump's advisory councils being disbanded, as CEOs around the country pounced on the opportunity to distance themselves from the administration, and heightened calls from CNN for impeachment proceedings. The problem is that while Trump's delivery probably could have been a bit more artful, the underlying message seems to be proving more accurate with each passing day and each new outbreak of Antifa violence. As Politico points out today, previously unreported FBI and Department of Homeland Security studies found that anarchist extremist group like Antifa have been the primary instigators of violence at public rallies going back to at least April 2016 when the reports were first published. Advertisement. Federal authorities have been warning state and local officials since early 2016 that leftist extremists known as Antifa had become increasingly confrontational and dangerous, so much so that the Department of Homeland Security formally classified their activities as domestic terrorist violence, according to interviews and confidential law enforcement documents obtained by Politico. Since well before the August 12 rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, turned deadly, DHS has been issuing warnings about the growing likelihood of lethal violence between the left-wing anarchists and right-wing white supremacist and nationalist groups. Previously unreported documents disclose that by April 2016, authorities believed that anarchist extremists were the primary instigators of violence at public rallies against a range of targets. They were blamed by authorities for attacks on the police, government, and political institutions, along with symbols of the capitalist system, racism, social injustice, and fascism, according to a confidential 2016 joint intelligence assessment by DHS and the FBI. Not surprisingly, law enforcement officials noted that the rise in Antifa violence overlapped perfectly with Trump's campaign as they made appearances at rally after rally to incite chaos, all the while making it seem as if violent, racist Trump supporters were to blame. It was in that period as the Trump campaign emerged that we really became aware of them, said one senior law enforcement official tracking domestic extremists in a state that has become a front line in clashes between the groups. These Antifa guys were showing up with weapons, shields and bike helmets and just beating the shit out of people. They're using Molotov cocktails, they're starting fires, they're throwing bombs and smashing windows. Almost immediately, the right-wing targets of the Antifa attacks began fighting back, bringing more and larger weapons and launching unprovoked attacks of their own, the documents and interviews show. And the extremists on both sides have been using the confrontations, especially since Charlottesville, to recruit unprecedented numbers of new members, raise money, and threaten more confrontations, they say. Everybody is wondering, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna deal with this, said the senior state law enforcement official. Every time they have one of these protests where both sides are bringing guns, there are sphincters tightening in my world. Emotions get high, and fingers get twitchy on the trigger. As you'll likely recall, one such event came in June 2016 when Antifa showed up at a rally in Sacramento and began violently attacking protesters with canes and knives. Of course, with the whole thing caught on video, it's pretty clear who the instigators of violence were. See our post here. Some of the DHS and FBI intelligence reports began flagging the Antifa protesters before the election. In one from last September, portions of which were read to Politico, DHS studied recent violent clashes at lawfully organized white supremacist events, including a June 2016 rally at the California Capitol in Sacramento organized by the Traditionalist Workers' Party and its affiliate, the Golden State Skinheads. According to police, counter-protesters linked to Antifa and affiliated groups like By Any Means Necessary attacked, causing a riot after which at least 10 people were hospitalized, some with stab wounds. At the Sacramento rally, Antifa protesters came looking for violence, and engaged in several activities indicating proficiency in pre-operational planning, to include organizing carpools to travel from different locations, raising bail money in preparation for arrests, counter-surveilling law enforcement using three-man scout teams, using handheld radios for communication, and coordinating the event via social media, the DHS report said. June 26, 2016. Francis Wang heavy checkmark at Frances Wang. Replying to at Frances Wang. Video, police stepping in to stop a man from being attacked. At abc10pic.twitter.com/wzd9q8zt1j. Follow. Francis Wang heavy checkmark at Frances Wang. Insane video. Crowd sees any signs of Nazis and they run and attack. A lot of people bleeding/getting Macedonia at abc10pic.twitter.com/pofhilfz95. 2:48 p.m., June 26, 2016. 634 replies, 5,609 5,609 retweets, 3,766 3,766 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. Of course, it's not just California. As the FBI and DHS note, the Antifa group operates much like terrorist cells with disconnected groups all over the country. Even before Charlottesville, dozens and, in some cases, hundreds of people on both sides showed up at events in Texas, California, Oregon, and elsewhere, carrying weapons and looking for a fight. In the Texas capital of Austin, armed Antifa protesters attacked Trump supporters and white groups at several recent rallies, and then swarmed police in a successful effort to stop them from making arrests. California has become another battleground, with violent confrontations in Berkeley, Sacramento, and Orange County leading to numerous injuries. And Antifa counter-protesters initiated attacks in 2 previous clashes in Charlottesville, according to the law enforcement reports and interviews. More recently, the Antifa groups, which some describe as the Anti-Fascist Action Network, have evolved out of the leftist anti-government groups like Black Bloc, protesters clad in black and wearing masks that caused violence at events like the 1999 Seattle World Trade Organization protests. They claim to have no leader and no hierarchy, but authorities following them believe they are organized via decentralized networks of cells that coordinate with each other. Often, they spend weeks planning for violence at upcoming events, according to the April 2016 DHS and FBI report entitled Baseline Comparison of U.S. and Foreign Anarchist Extremist Movements. Dozens of armed anti-fascist groups have emerged, including Redneck Revolt and the Red Guards, according to the reports and interviews. One report from New Jersey authorities said self-described Antifa groups have been established in cities including New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, and San Francisco. Meanwhile, even by the spring of 2016, the FBI had already grown concerned enough about Antifa that they began investigating overseas trips by activists out of concerns that they were coordinating with European anarchists to stage large bombings in the U.S. By the spring of 2016, the anarchist groups had become so aggressive, including making armed attacks on individuals and small groups of perceived enemies, that federal officials launched a global investigation with the help of the U.S. intelligence community, according to the DHS and FBI assessment. The purpose of the investigation, according to the April 2016 assessment, to determine whether the U.S.-based anarchists might start committing terrorist bombings like their counterparts in foreign anarchist extremist movements in Greece, Italy, and Mexico, possibly at the Republican and Democratic conventions that summer. Some of the Antifa activists have gone overseas to train and fight with fellow anarchist organizations, including two Turkey-based groups fighting the Islamic State, according to interviews and internet postings. Alas, we suspect you'll hear precisely nothing about any of this on CNN.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts. 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that's that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, what we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself. 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, now we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not, they're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that, that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that, that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give. But there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now. Where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.